Welcome back to our special edition of CBS 11 News at 6 o'clock. Coronavirus, your money, and more. Today we're focused on getting answers to your personal finance questions. Going to continue our talk now with Jim LeCamp and his thoughts on what financial markets may look like over the next 3 to 6 months.
Normally, when you have a sharp drawdown like we had here in the market, normally the markets go back to those levels and what they call retest them before they really recover. We have not done that yet. That's a fairly likely scenario, but they don't always do that. These are tendencies and not certainties. I think the next 2-3 months still have a lot of uncertainty in it. We've had a big market rebound, as you mentioned, Doug, but there hasn't been a lot of concrete positive information behind that. There's still a lot that we don't know. Consequently, I feel the next 3 months are going to continue to be volatile. But by the end of the year, we'll have a better grip, good, better, and different, on what the economy's doing, what the other side looks like. Are people going back to restaurants and bars? Are people getting into a stadium or an airplane? We're going to have a better feel for what that looks like. And with Wall Street's the devil you know is always better than the devil you don't know. So at least the lack of uncertainty will mean that certain companies start doing better and the market starts improving.
For someone who may have a 401k and they don't have to tap into it at the moment, is it better to leave it untouched, stay the course?
For most people, it'll be better, but a lot depends on your time frame. But for people that just can't sleep at night, it's a different thing. And I tell people, look, if you can't sleep at night, you can always take some of your investments inside your 401k and move it into a stable value fund. But I would urge you to keep buying every month because you're buying when things are lower. So one of the ways you can hedge yourself is just say, I don't want all this money in the stock market, take X% out depending on how nervous I am. But you know what? These kind of sell-offs in the market don't happen that often. And I should have bought in every single previous instance. It's likely going to also be the case here. So I'm going to keep using my monthly contributions to buy things while they're cheaper.
Well said. Well said. Anything I didn't ask you that you want to add?
I think that people need to understand that the other side of this might not look like the world we knew 6 months ago, 9 months ago. And I would urge everybody to look at your budget and say, you know what do I really need to be spending on? Even if the economy starts to get better, we've seen now that things can get tough in a hurry. So look at every bill you pay every month. Can I get my insurance cheaper? Can I get my electricity bill cheaper? How can I improve and get a grip on what I'm spending money in? And for gosh sakes, don't keep a high credit card balance.
Some thoughts from Jim LeCamp. He also makes a point of saying that anytime you're negotiating for some kind of break, be sure to keep records of everybody you talk to. Write it down, type it in your computer, document your conversations by email if possible.
My question is, when will Social Security recipients receive their stimulus checks?
That is Mike Riley from Anna. Mike, first of all, thank you for the question on video. And that is, from Mike, one of the most common questions we hear. Tonight, our I-Team reporter Brian New has an answer, Mike, for you and all like you. Plus, what else you need to know if you're still waiting on your stimulus check.
More than 90 million stimulus checks have been sent out so far, totaling more than $158 billion. That's a lot. But it's little consolation for those like Nick Bowen.
You know, it's very frustrating because I understand, like you, there's got to be millions of us out there.
Nick is in fact one of tens of millions still waiting for their payment. And with every passing day, Nick says he can't help but wonder if something went wrong.
As much as I hate to say it, the usual, what you say, well, the government can screw up everything. Did they screw something up? Did it go somewhere and I don't know where it's at and I can't get any info?
Many of those still waiting are Social Security recipients. Their checks should begin to show up in their bank accounts this week. Those who receive supplemental security income or veteran benefits, they should see their payment in early May. But that still leaves millions with no clear answer as to when their check will come. The Get My Payment tool on the IRS website was supposed to be a way people could check the status of their payment. But when many tried logging on, this is what they got. Payment status not available. In recent days, social media has been abuzz with people claiming to have found a trick that made it work. That trick? Use all caps. It may sound crazy, but when we asked the IRS about this, a spokesperson said he could neither confirm nor deny that this actually works. This could also be a coincidence, as the IRS recently upgraded its system. Either way, for those wanting to know when their check is coming, it may be worth checking again. Now, one of the other questions that we often hear is, will there be a second stimulus check? As of now, the answer is no. But just this week, a White House advisor came out and said that they are looking at the possibility. And we've heard from lawmakers already discussing a potential $2,000 stimulus check that could go out later this summer. With the I-Team, Brian New, CBS 11 News.
Always great up-to-date information. Brian, thank you. It can be certainly hard to keep track of all the changes spurred by COVID-19. There are some key dates, though, to remember when it comes to available relief options and when they're going to expire. And I'm going to go through these slowly so you can see here. The statewide moratorium on residential eviction proceedings, that has just been extended, so you know, until the 18th of May. Bought you some more time if you're in that position. It's been set to expire for tomorrow, but now the 18th of May. Tarrant County is postponing hearings indefinitely. Under the CARES Act, if you have a federally backed mortgage, the eviction moratorium now ends May 18th. Renters living in federally funded properties, you cannot be evicted until August 23rd. For Texans who are enrolled in the electricity relief program, you should know the state is halting any disconnections until July 17th. And if you use water or sewer utilities that are regulated by the Public Utility Commission, shutoffs are suspended until at least May 15th. Also this, sports and concerts still on hold, and don't look for a refund just yet, we're hearing. Consumer reporter Alana Otler looked into the options for those of you who might still be holding tickets.
Tonight would have been the Rangers' 30th game of the season, but there are no signs of life at Globe Life Field. No players and no fans like Randy Martin and his daughter.
I've been taking her to games since her first birthday, and every year I take her to a game in or around her birthday.
That game was postponed like the rest. Now Martin says he really needs his $150 back.
This past week has been dismal. We're working about half what we normally work.
He asked the team's president about the issue during a Facebook Live chat last week, while John Daniels took questions about player salaries and Netflix shows.
No, I haven't watched the Tiger King.
He did not address any comments about refunds.
And it completely ignored me. I felt that was a total slap in the face.
My wife has lupus. I'm high risk because I have pre-diabetes.
Michael Whitchurch says even if games are rescheduled, he's not comfortable going. He's waiting on the Rangers to refund him more than $400.
And I understand it's not their fault, but that doesn't give them the right to keep my money.
But yesterday, the MLB updated its policy. A Rangers spokesman says starting today, the team will issue single-ticket refunds for impacted games on a case-by-case basis. Customers can head to the team's website for more information. But the team's hope is that customers will hold on to their tickets, as no games have been officially canceled. Those aren't the only tickets Whitchurch is holding.
It's an evening with Michael Bublé.
He bought 2 passes for a concert at the new Dickies Arena in Fort Worth. But there's been no music and no money returned. Online ticket seller StubHub changed its refund policy during the pandemic, replacing the cashback guarantee with credits for other shows scheduled through next year. The question is how long the virus poses a threat.
I don't know that I'm going to go sit in a crowded arena to hear Michael Bublé or anybody.
Alana Otler, CBS 11 News.
You should also know that refund policies vary pretty widely depending on the company. We do have a link on our website that will give you a step-by-step guide for consumers that are looking for some clarifications on cancellations, all related to COVID-19. You'll find that at cbsdfw.com. If you click on links and numbers, you'll go find the information right in there. When it comes to getting a job, we have done a fair amount of research for you. In a moment, a closer look at who is hiring right now during the coronavirus pandemic.